Good evening and welcome to Sunset News on this Thursday evening. As always, we bring you news, community stories, economics, weather and sports. I am Aina Kweyo. In the news tonight, Minister of Justice Yvonne Dowseb launched the ministry's customer service charter today at the Namibia Institute for Public Administration and Management. The charter, thoughtfully designed to enhance the ministry's quality of customer service, is available in English and 9 local languages, including Braille, underlining the ministry's commitment to inclusivity and serving all citizens effectively. Have a look.
People come to a public building, they are working into a place of expectation. An expectation that they will receive friendly, quick, and helpful information that is likely to change their life in a big or small way. So in the broader societal scheme, public service is a transformative tool to enhance social justice. Today, we stand here to publicly reaffirm our commitment to serve the Namibian public with humility, competence, and the required skill that is expected of all of us that sits in these lovely buildings. The Ministry of Justice is launching our institutional customer service charters, translated into 9 main languages, including Braille. I think that deserves another round. It is quite apt that we do so at NIPAM, which was established by an Act of Parliament 13 years ago to more generally transform the public service in Namibia to improve management, leadership, and professional competencies, and more specifically, it was aimed to foster a climate of purpose, values, and professional traditions amongst the public sector employees, end of quote. This launch and its concomitant affirmation is to be better and to do better is a collective effort of all of us. It is the collective effort and public affirmation of our executive director, the management team, our incredible staff in their various capacities. No one in this ministry is of higher or lower rank. We are all public servants, including me, and we all have a responsibility to ensure we protect the image of the ministry through our service.
The Inspector General of the Namibian Police, Lieutenant General Joseph Shikongo, in July appointed Commissioner Willem Steenkamp as the Regional Commander for the Commerce Region. Steenkamp's appointment comes into effect on the 1st of July. He takes over from Commissioner David Indongo, who has been appointed as the new head of the Special Field Forces Directorate. In our next story, the food security situation in Namibia has significantly deteriorated as a result of highly unfavorable agricultural production conditions during the 2022-2023 cropping season. The aggregate cereal analysis showed that the country recorded 153,000 tons, which is 9% lower than the last season's harvest of 168,200 tons, but 23% above the 10 years average production of the 124,200 tons. This is according to the latest crop prospect, food security and drought situation report issued by the Agriculture Minister yesterday. I have observed that the majority of crop farmers have experienced crop failure, which is consequently severely impeded their ability to replenish their food services. It said that a considerable number of households in the low-key crop producing regions have reported depletion of their harvest from the previous season, and they are now relying on mainly the market and drought relief food in some regions for sustenance. In addition, it is projected that the recent harvest will be exhausted between August and December, leaving these households in a precarious state of food insecurity. It is anticipated that the situation will further deteriorate throughout the remainder of the year, necessitating an expanding provision for food assistance to accommodate a larger population that will be in need. Now moving over to our next story. In a statement this week, Health Ministry announced that the Central Medical Store have more than 1 million ordinary health passports. Staff at healthcare facilities and clinics have been urged to request passports from them. The ministry announced in a response to revelations that citizens are required to buy exercise books when their health passports are full. Other complaints made to the Parliamentary Standing Committee on Gender Equality, Social Development and Family Affairs dealt with the dilapidated healthcare facilities and medicine shortages. Now we move over to our next story. The liquidators of SME Bank will next week sell their properties, the properties of 3 Zimbabwean nationals that failed to comply with the terms of the settlement agreement concluded in January 2021, in which they agreed to pay 140 million Namibian dollars. All 3 participants are located in Windhoek and will be sold. All 3 properties are located in Windhoek and will be sold at a public auction on the 17th of August. Have a look.
3 eiendomme in Windhoek wat voorheen aan die Zimbabwese burgers behoort het wat betrokke was in die SME bankskandaal sal volgende week opgeveil word. Dit volg na die 3 individue versuim het om 140 miljoen Namibiese dollar te betaal as deel van 'n skikkingsooreenkoms wat in Januarie 2021 met die likwidateurs gesluit is. Die likwidateurs van SME Bank, David Bruni en Ian McLaren, het gevolglik 'n lasbrief vir eksekusie gekry vir die beslaglegging van hul bates en om die eiendom op veiling te verkoop. Die veiling sal op 17 Augustus by die verskillende eiendomme plaasvind.
In our story of the day segment after the break, 101,000 applications for 13,000 census position. Stay tuned.
Welcome to Active Kids, a daily TV show that sparks creativity, learning, and fun for young minds. With exciting activities and lessons, Active Kids inspires curiosity and a love for learning.
New face to the 15.
The perfect mix of play and education. Don't miss out on the fun. Tune into Active Kids on NTV every weekday at 10 o'clock and let the adventure begin.
In our story of this day segment tonight, a total of 13,000 vacancies were advertised on the Namibian Statistics Agency website and social media platforms. The positions for temporary field work are set to take place during the 2023 Housing and Population Census receive a staggering 101,000 applications. According to the NSA, it further received 10,485 applications for the 125 office-based positions.
We confirm that the 2023 Population and Housing Census field work will commence from 18 September 2023 to the 3rd of November 2023. This time span will include the enumeration as well as the post-enumeration survey, or what we call the PES. The post-enumeration survey, PES, is a quality assurance exercise, and it is critical for the census, and it aims to ensure that the NSA is disseminating quality statistics. The NSA is also making use of various platforms such as the television, radio, newspapers, and social media to spread the census message. Various census videos and radio jingles in all local vernaculars are airing on these platforms since July 2023, and this will proceed until the census enumeration ends on the 3rd of November 2023. And then let's talk about the very important aspect, which is the census staff recruitment. The 2023 population and housing census requires approximately 13,000 suitable qualified persons to be employed on a temporary basis to carry out the work in the different phases of the census, that is both the main census and the post-enumeration survey. And here we are talking about temporary positions in terms of human resource officers, enumerators, these are the field workers that are going to collect the data, team supervisors that are going to supervise these enumerators, IT field technicians, community mobilizers, people that need to engage the community, as well as constituency supervisors. We are going to have supervisors even at the constituency levels, so 121 constituency supervisors. All census vacancy advertisements were sent out through various platforms such as the newspapers, the NSA website, and through social media. And we have received a staggering 101,009 applications. And then, in addition to the 101,000 applications that we have received, we had received an additional 10,485 for the office-based positions. Those ones were the field positions, and these ones, the 10,000 were for the field position. And those were the 10,000 that we received is for 125 positions, and then the 101,000 applications are for the 13,000 positions that we have received. The recruitment of the enumerators will be trained from 8 September to the 16th of September, will be finalized in due course. So at least these people need to get at least a week notice before they can assume training. Now,
moving on to community news after the break, Ohangwena learners busted after smoking dagga at school.
Welcome to My.NA Cars, your ultimate destination for everything automotive.
I am your host, Diana Master. Teamwork makes the dream work, right?
Discover the latest models, innovative technologies, and expert insights from our passionate hosts. Learn essential maintenance tips and get exclusive behind-the-scenes access to the automotive industry. Don't miss My.NA Cars on NTV every Thursday at 2100 hours. Tune in and ignite your passion for automobiles.
In our community talk story of today, 2 grade 8 learners of Twaifila Samuel Nepunda Combined School in the Ohangwena region were arrested on Thursday morning for allegedly smoking dagga at school. The 2 boys, whose age remain unknown, were caught smoking dagga inside the school's toilet. This was confirmed by Ohangwena Education Director Isaac Hamatwi. Hamatwi said he could not divulge any further information as the education inspector in the area is yet to forward the full report. He indicated that this was the first incident of drugs being found at a school being reported in the region this year, although they are aware of cases where dagga is grown in some villages. The report received by Namibian Sun shows that both boys allegedly have agreed to smoke up the dagga during the 3rd lesson at school at around 9:25 a.m. Preliminary investigations done at the school discovered that the learners allegedly planted the dagga at one's house. When their house was visited by both the police and the school's management, a pack of dagga was found and a young growing dagga plant planted in the Valley of Tomatoes was found, the report read. The case was reported to the police and the boys were arrested and they are expected to appear in court on Friday. In economic news after the break, we take a look at the inflation statistics.
To another exciting episode of Irong Workshop.
Dis die weer en vertel ook vir julle waar die vis heel moontlik kan byt.
Let's have a look at the economic news proudly brought to you by Bank Windhoek. The first month of the second half of 2023, July recorded an annual inflation rate of 4.5% according to Namibia Statistic Agency. The last time Namibia recorded an inflation rate of 4.5% was in March 2022. Inflation in June 2023 and July 2022 stood at 5.3% and 6.8% respectively. Year-to-date inflation in Namibia averaged 6.2%. The Bank of Namibia projects inflation to average 6.1% in 2023. The food and non-alcoholic beverages category, which carries the second largest weight of 16.45%, was the main driver of annual inflation in July. Now let's have a look at our economic indicators. Windhoek can accept the Namibian dollar trades for 23 Namibian dollars 78 cents to 1 British pound, 20 Namibian dollars 63 cents to 1 euro. All commodities have increased except for Brent crude oil with 1.05%. In international news, people scrambled over safety as Hawaii wildfire rages after the break. We are so excited to be kickstarting your morning with entertainment. Everything was happening during this past weekend.
Yes.
Exciting news.
Wow, no, she was killing it already.
In my opinion, I don't see anything wrong with him serving the full term.
As well as keeping you informed on the issues that you need to know happening in and around our country. In our international news tonight, wind-wiped wildfires in Hawaii forced hundreds of evacuations Wednesday, overwhelmed hospitals and even sent some residents fleeing into the ocean to escape the flames as part of the popular tourist destination turned into a raging inferno in a matter of hours. At least 36 people have died in the Lahaina fire in Hawaii, Maui County wrote in a statement posted on the county website Wednesday evening. Officials said earlier that 271 structures were damaged or destroyed and dozens of people were injured. Entire blocks of homes and businesses went up in smoke in historic Lahania town in Moai, where blazes fueled by wind from the passing hurricane were concentrated. In addition, 3 wildfires were burning on the Big Island, through 2 of them were at least 60% contained. Moving over to our next story, Nigeria's President Bola Tinubu said West African leaders should try all diplomatic routes to ensure a swift return to constitutional rule in Niger, including dialogue with the coup leaders there, as a summit of head of state began earlier today. In his role as chair of the Economic Community of West African States, Tinubu started the summit in the Nigerian capital Abuja by saying that it was crucial to prioritize diplomacy in the bedrock of the bloc approach. So far, the coup leaders in Niamey have given a little sign that they were prepared to back down or even engage in meaningful negotiations.
In reaffirming our relentless commitment to democracy, human rights, and the well-being of the people of Niger, it is crucial that we prioritize diplomatic negotiations and dialogue as the bedrock of our approach, finding an amicable solution to the political crisis in Niger. I'm confident that the second ECOWAS Extraordinary Summit today on the socio-political situation in Niger will be a defining moment in our journey towards a stronger, more resilient, and integrated West Africa. Let us seize this opportunity to make a lasting impact on the lives of our fellow Africans.
We take a look at the weather predictions for tomorrow shortly. The temperature in the north ranges from 32.1 degrees to 30.6 degrees, and the weather conditions are partly cloudy throughout the day. The temperature alongside the coast ranges from 18 to 7 degrees to 14.4 degrees. The weather conditions are clear throughout the day. Light rain was reported from Klein Kupe in the capital of Namibia, After the break, we take a look at the sports package proudly brought to you by Sports Rep.
Well, good evening, viewers. On today's Sunset News, brought to you by Sportrap, we start off with Tottenham, who accept Bayern Munich offer for striker Harry Kane. By the looks of it, Harry Kane will be playing in the Bundesliga next season. Wolves appoint O'Neill as a new manager after Lopetegui was released by Wolves. So that's a new season on the horizon for the Wolverhamptons. Namibia's most high-profile cricketer, David Wiese, was named player of the match on Wednesday night in England's currently ongoing professional league named The 100. Playing for his franchise at the Northern Superchargers against the Trent Rockets at Nottingham, Wiese walked into bed with his team score at 74-5. The Namibian faced only 25 balls, of which he hit 4 sixes and 3 fours to finish unbeaten on 54 runs and boost his team to a competitive total of 142, ultimately winning the game by only 3 runs. Windhoek FC coach Justice Sitabi says giving young players an opportunity in the futsal first division is something he admires. His first division team contains players who are younger than 20 or in the early 20s. The team experienced a heavy defeat last weekend, which Sitabi believes they can bounce back from. He called on coaches to consider young players and take them into improving their skills. He believes that the sports in Namibia can only improve if they are able to catch them while they are still young. The Futsal Football League commenced a fortnight ago, and supporters say it has given the opportunity to the players that are unable to play in the Premier League, that is. And the Futsal League also acquired accreditation from Namibia Football Association, the NFA. So that's all that we have for you from the sports desk. It is goodbye.
Thank you very much for watching our show tonight. Let's get into the highlights. In a statement this week, the Ministry of Health announced that the central medical stores have more than 1 million ordinary health passports. Bayern Munich and Tottenham have agreed a deal in principle for England captain Harry Kane worth more than 100 million euros. Those have been our stories for tonight. We thank you once again for watching Sunset News. We'll see you tomorrow, same time, same place. Good night.